Hello YouTube, this is actually a mystery talk.
First myth one.
We might have part two.
What are mystery talks?
I thought
No, but I'm like, this is YouTube talking. And I'm like, okay, this is you. Oh, go get YouTube. Here's YouTube. This is Bob the YouTube.
What are mystery talks?
Answer Bob's question.
So the mystery talks are where we take a random topic, like, because we were talking about this topic we're gonna do this video on today. We thought it'd be really cool to make a video of it. And this topic is why we think video games aren't bad as a whole, because we know there are people out there who don't like video games at all. And if people have preferences, I'm not saying people are not allowed to have preferences. We're just stating our own opinion.
Why are you doing that? That's a dumb topic.
Go away, Bob.
What's a mystery?
Bob!
Hiya! He's dead. Goodbye, Bob. You're not YouTube anymore. You're too dumb.
Also, I started on this point before that video games are bad if you're like addicted to them, or if you do too much. Because, for example, sorry, it's like bad. It's just show my face.
Oh my gosh!
You just gotta back up.
Oh,
called moving your butt.
For example, I could be this person who's completely addicted to a video game. I don't need glasses. Pretend I don't. And then all of a sudden, I failed school, fail a test for a day, and then I get glasses. And I go back to playing video games, and I have to get prescriptions for new ones, and over and over and over.
Yeah.
So video games, because like people might dwell on that they ruin your eyesight.
And you shouldn't use video games to escape from life, because what I do is I don't like being that one person who is completely absorbed in their video game and don't listen to, then like completely blot out their surroundings.
The only thing they know about is the screen in front of them and how they move the hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so what I do is, like, when I'm playing a video game, like, I'll look up every once in a while and I'll address people talking to me. Like, if someone's talking to me, I'll look up and I'll answer them or something. So I'll like check my surroundings every now and then. And just so I can keep in contact with the rest of the world. And say if I'm playing Wii and I'm videotaping or something, and I want commentary on it, then I'll probably just, if someone's talking to me, I will talk to them. Like if it's one of my brothers and they're talking about the game or talking to me about what I'm playing, then I'll talk to them with it. Because I like commentary in videos when I'm videotaping me playing video games, which is why I like these kind of talk things. Okay, do you have any points?
And also video games. There are some video games, like for example Minecraft, that actually
community games.
Yeah, games like that you really need to talk to others about.
Or if you are joining, it forms bonds. And it's a very good community game. Yeah,
definitely, because like for example, early I'll show you an example of how you're supposed to a good representation of Minecraft stuff, and then I'll tell you a bad one. A good one would be, for example, earlier today, me and her were playing Minecraft. We were on normal and survival mode with literally our best weapon of. We were building a house. The house isn't even finished yet. Our best weapon, it was a wooden sword. But we were on day one, and we had just found a place to settle down. So you know what I said? You know what? And we were like freaking out because the monsters are gonna come out and just kill us to death.
We're gonna die.
Gonna die, people. Anyway, and what we did actually was, I thought of an idea. I thought maybe if we built a tall tower, where out of the blocks that we had, we could possibly survive the night from zombies and creepers. Skeletons would be a problem, but we just had to hope on that. Spiders, not really. We were holding swords. So that's what we did. I shared the idea. We actually survived the night when we built it up. One time we were fighting a zombie, and I hit Maddie off the thing on accident trying to
You
hit
did
the
it
zombie.
twice.
Oh yeah, I did it twice. And the zombie starts attacking her. I jump down and we slay the zombie.
Yeah, I also, dude.
That's a good thing, that jumping
Yeah.
down to sacrifice yourself for your friend. And mind you, we hadn't slept at all. If we would have been returned to the spawn point, which wouldn't have been good. We would have been doomed.
Yeah. I just completely lost my train of thought. It just rolled out of my mind.
And a bad example. One time, me and my younger sister, Alyssa, we were playing Minecraft at someone else's house that we had to go before school. And what happened was that first of all, she had no weapons, nothing. She literally had nothing but some wood in her hand. They turned it on in monster mode, and we were still beginners about Minecraft. We did not know how to survive in monster mode that much. So, monsters came. She was gonna die. She was freaking out. You know, I literally grabbed my sword and walked and ran over to her house and defended her for the entire night. It was really not. I almost died. She was fine. She was just like hiding. Like, Kayla's gonna kill the monsters. Erica's gonna kill the monsters for me. I'll be okay. and later on, what happened was the other people we were playing with, they went in, and they took all of her iron that she worked hard to make. So. That's not what you should be. You shouldn't be being cruel to other people because you have something that they don't. And also, you should also not steal their stuff because that will definitely. I mean, as a joke, it's fine, but just give it back.
Yeah, I my train rolled it again.
Oh, goody! It helped us carry a bunch of thoughts in its freight cars.
Yeah. But anyway,
No more trains.
So, I know, liking or even loving video games is not bad. The type of video games that I love, I mean, I like things like Geometry Dash and, like, those games that are just meant to entertain and meant to be fun. But then there are those games like the Legend of Zelda series, for example, which I'm a huge fan of, and Kayla is too, that have a complex story and they teach a certain motto. Like
you might not think it though.
Yeah, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, which is an amazing game, get it?
You don't have to, but
that's just my way of
recommending
recommending things to the world.
If you love.
But anyway, so
You're selling
the Twilight Princess, it has a huge friendship and loyalty play a huge role, and so you can learn a lot from those kind of video games that have the stories in it, and playing video games or community video games with other people can strengthen bonds. So loving video games is not a bad thing. So
Trish, you shouldn't be completely addicted to them, and you shouldn't be addicted to.
You shouldn't shut out the world. I know we talked about more things earlier, but I completely forget what they were.
Anyway. So
anyway,
we still.
We talked about more things. I forget what they were. So I was talking about like not shutting out the world. And
yeah, like you shouldn't you and people. For those of you out there, enjoy video games while you can, and just enjoy the video games that you got, and you don't have to completely freak out over new ones. But also, another good thing about video games, it teaches hand-eye coordination.
Yeah,
which can help with certain things like. If you want to be an NFL sports player or a big sports player, you need to have good fingering with some of that stuff. Like football, you'll definitely need to have fingering. Soccer, not really, but baseball, a little bit. Because you have to practice timing, and that can be crucial in video games as well.
Yeah. So I know there are some people who scorn video games because they think they're bad for kids. They're just bad for the mind in general. But they're really only bad
if you use them incorrectly.
if you use them incorrectly, and if you're say if you're playing a DS, if you play a DS too much, then that has a really, really, really tiny screen, and it will hurt your eyes eventually because their eyes will have to squint and use those muscles to look into the tinier screen.
Also, brightness. Don't keep the brightness up too much.
I mean, if you can.
If you can't
things
help
like
it,
iPads and stuff, you can adjust the brightness on that.
But like DSs, honestly, don't play them in the dark. Don't like
Well,
make
it really
a blanket
depends.
fort, or if you can't help, if you can help it. But just don't do that because like it damages your eyes. It costs to get some people glasses. I know 2 people who play video games pretty much every second of every day, and they both have to wear glasses because of that. They like literally they'll sit and they'll stare at the screen and shut out pretty much the world.
Yeah, and another thing, you can actually learn a lot of things from certain video games. So video games for me are pretty much like a movie and a story, a movie and a book put together, but the only big difference is that you are the person playing the character and you have thrown your spirit into the body of the character you are playing around with. And so in that way, you can learn a lot of things. For me, if it's a video game with a story like The Legend of Zelda or those like role-playing kind of games, then for me, it can touch people. And like The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, I don't want because of adults, I don't want to feel like that I can't be touched by a video game. Like if it has a story, like what I was talking about before, it can touch you. And because they have believable characters and characters that would fit perfectly in a story, which is why I love this kind of story games.
And believable plots.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's not like randomly you're playing as a human character, then the world gets taken over by aliens, even though aliens aren't supposed to exist in that world. Well, honestly, if the world hadn't seen them and they've been hiding, but honestly, and then instead of being that character that you were originally, a bunny saves the world. That's not an average normal bunny saves the world.
I'm a bunny.
By just fighting it, by just shedding all over the aliens. That is not believable whatsoever.
Especially because you just made it up on the spot. You just completely made that up on the spot.
Definitely. Those kinds of video games aren't. No. I mean, there would be no such thing.
Like another
it needs
thing
to be
for me, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, the newest Zelda game, and the one I have yet to play. Partly because of the graphics, I feel like that is going to have a very complex story, and it's really going to get me into it and make me care about the characters because they have believable personalities, and we feel like they're real people, even though they're not. Like, feeling like a character in a video game is a real person, but when you know it inside that it's not, that's not a bad thing. If you have like mind troubles and you believe that character is real in a bad way, then that might be a little iffy. But if you know they're not real and you just treat them like they are, then
and you
that's
talk
not
about them like they are. It's not a bad thing. Just you
need to be careful.
Take
it's
me
your
for
limits.
example. I adore dragons so much. I literally talk about them as if they're just real and they're out there. But I know in my heart,
it's doing it out of love.
Pretending. It's fun
doing
pretending.
Yeah.
It's also fun pretending that something that you really want is real.
It's the power of imagination. You just gotta use your noggin and it'll work. Make magic with your melon in there.
Make sure that train of thought actually stops.
Yeah.
And don't just let it go.
Don't get it running on by.
Don't make it fall off a cliff.
And unlike the movie Inside Out, the train of thought does not stop when you sleep. There's something called dreaming, people. We might need to stop soon. Yeah, we're probably gonna need to stop really soon because I don't think we're gonna do is doing a number 2 because we've already covered most of it. But it is like at the 14.5-minute mark right now. We don't want to go over 15 minutes, or we're not gonna be able to post this.
Yeah, okay. Bye.
We'll be doing a writing video sometime soon.
Okay, bye.
Yep.
YouTube.
Bye. Finger.